Okay guys, so in this video, let me share with you guys a quick summary of the 29 reasons for why I'm buying Tesla stock right now. But starting off, you can't talk about Tesla without talking about them growing organically, okay? And that's their idea that they don't spend any money on advertising currently. Right now, they're trying to put all that money into making their products that much better, so then people actually spread the actual company via word of mouth. This just goes to show you how superior their product is in the automotive industry. But then we have unlimited demand, okay? Because this is actually spreading via word of mouth, Tesla cannot produce as many cars as they're actually selling right now. Meaning, even in the case of large bulk sales to big businesses, that we don't give any discounts on that because we could just sell them all to individual customers. That means our margins stay sky high. And speaking of margin, this should be a point in its own because Tesla sometimes reaches a gross margin of over 30% in its quarters, which is unheard of in the automotive industry. And it wouldn't be a Tesla video if we weren't talking about the best innovator in the world, Elon Musk. The genius of the CEO of Tesla, Elon Musk, is summed up by billionaire investor Ron Barron so perfectly. He said, in the next 10 years, I think that Tesla is going to be the largest company in the world, and then in the next 10 years after that, I think it will be challenged by SpaceX, another company by Elon Musk. And one of the ways that Elon Musk innovated on Tesla, aside from just the vehicles themselves, was the actual way that they manufactured them. And this is where the Gigafactory manufacturing model actually came in, which his idea was to make fewer but larger factories to actually produce their vehicles. The whole idea was that it was supposed to save on costs considering it would be one single development, but then what we also started to see was all the innovation and collaboration considering all the departments and staff were under one roof. And even though the Gigafactory model is working so well, Elon Musk plans to make over 20 million vehicles by 2030, and so they're going to be creating so many more facilities almost every single year and upgrading old-fashioned ones as well. This level of growth will continue to have Tesla hitting new higher highs. And a lot of these great innovations actually came from Tesla creating their own products in-house. This type of vertical integration, if done correctly, will actually help you save costs on each of these products' materials because you won't have every single business in the chain actually add their percentage of what their take rate is. But then also, if you do it absolutely right, that these products can actually get better considering you won't have any restrictions and you won't be due to any sales cycles. But speaking of vertical integration, Tesla is going as far as actually wanting to mine their own lithium now, and they're actually talking about getting a refinery plant. Being able to source their own battery-grade lithium could save them so much cost on materials, but then also what Elon Musk is saying is that lithium mining right now, because the margins are so high, is what he's calling a license to print money. This is a perfect natural opportunity that Tesla could expand into, and it's something that Tesla has already started to develop with buying 10,000 acres with the rights to actually mine the lithium. And they're gonna need that much lithium, because listen to this. In 2001, the total EV market was worth around $287 billion. As of 2028, it's going to be worth around $1.3 trillion, a compounded annual growth rate of 24%. Currently, Tesla is the #1 player in the market, and considering their first mover's advantage, I think they're going to hold that place. And with that massive growth, you're going to need a lot of infrastructure for this new business, okay? And that's where the supercharger networks come in. This is the future of gas stations, okay? A place for you to charge your vehicle up while you're stopping at a rest stop, okay? If you're actually going on extended trips. Now, Tesla already has this open for both Tesla and non-Tesla customers where they can actually rake in some money from other competitors stopping at their locations. This, although it's a small part of their revenue right now, could grow into a massive segment if they are the big player in this space. And we're also seeing something else become very apparent in this EV space is that these vehicles are actually becoming almost like appreciating assets. See, unlike the normal internal combustion engine vehicles, which might only last around 300,000 kilometers, even if taken in perfect care, the actual Teslas and EVs in general can last much longer because there's less actual, well, combusting, right? So these vehicles can actually last around 900,000 to even 1,000,000 kilometers if taken perfect care of. This, over the long run, I believe could have such a massive impact on the pricing of these vehicles. Whether that's for actual ownership or for renting, it could actually start to be looked at as an investment. This will all start to benefit Tesla if people start to think of them as investments. They'll be willing to spend more because the risk is actually, much lower considering that they can make their money back. Which, if that doesn't sell you as a consumer to buy a Tesla product, maybe this Tesla safety ratings will. Which, across the board, are the highest ever recorded, okay? For a single fleet to have all 5 stars across the board is just unheard of. It just adds to that extra amount of trust whenever you're making that purchase, whether it's for the first-time Tesla buyer or for an EV adopter in general. Now, I love that about Tesla, but what I really love is Tesla's battery life. Currently, Tesla's batteries last around 300 to 400 miles on a single charge, depending on your model. But as EV innovation continues to evolve, I believe that there's going to be a flippening in the way that there's actually going to be more miles on a single charge of an EV vehicle than there will be in a full tank of gas on an ICE vehicle. But one of the amazing things for why people are actually buying the vehicles and demand is staying high on the stock is the vehicle vehicle software updates, okay? The idea that we actually have a software very much like a cell phone where you actually have an app store. You have new firmware updates. You have all these things that actually make your new Tesla fresh and relevant even if you've had it for multiple years. This replaces that archaic yearly sales cycle that cars would do where they would have a 2021 version, then a 2022 and a 2023, even though it was the same car all along. It's a terrible system, and once you actually own a Tesla, it's going to be like, how could we have ever done it any other way than update it to the current, standard that we're used to in our pockets every single day? But next up for Tesla is where they're going to be in the future, and that's more like autopilot and full self-driving, which is totally going to set it apart from the competition by leagues. And whenever it comes to the amount of data that they're taking in from their full self-driving as it is today, which is currently in beta, it is so much higher than the other ones in competition like Google's Waymo, for example, which is just getting not nearly as many miles as they need to, considering that Tesla has so many cars on the road, they're collecting so much data. It's only getting better and better. I cannot wait for a world where I can just sit behind a wheel and it takes me where I want to go while I work on other things. But speaking of full self-driving, you have to talk about Tesla's robo-taxis, okay? This is a major point for Tesla's, big master plan for Tesla, where he's talking about creating a full new vehicle that doesn't even have a steering wheel. You get in, you tell it where you want to go, and it will take you there, and you can work on your laptop or something like this, get your work done or talk amongst friends, and then arrive at your destination safely, even a safer driver than an original human would be if they had their hands on the wheel. This product could do amazing numbers whenever it comes to retail and commercial sales, and personally, I'm definitely going to pick one up if it actually does come out in 2024. I'm going to be first in line. But it's hard not to get excited about any vehicle that Tesla is putting out or upcoming, like the Cybertruck, the semi-truck, or even the Roadster are bound to bring in new audiences because they're all in different categories, far from each other. Not to mention that a truck, especially the Cybertruck coming out, is the highest selling vehicle in all of America. It actually was the Ford F-150, so bringing out a competitor to that could be huge here in America. There is also a very rumored Model 2 edition, okay? This is a $25,000 compact car, or so the rumors say, and this is what actually could be the vehicle that actually brings us into true mainstream status. But by that point, you're going to want to get into true cross-selling fashion where you can actually save a lot more money on Tesla insurance. This is Tesla's smart way of reducing the average insurance cost for most Americans that own their vehicle, considering we collect so much data on every vehicle that they're actually able to understand the risk better, and so we can offer cheaper prices. This in turn actually lowers the cost of ownership for an average Tesla owner, in which means that they could spend more on that vehicle if they know that over the lifetime of them owning that vehicle, they're actually going to have to spend less. Meaning that we'll also own more of the ecosystem, which brings even more revenues back into our pockets. And now we even have government incentives to help push our initiative even further, okay? In many countries around the world, if you're buying an EV or even getting solar for your own house, they will give you money to help, make that purchase, to help the ease of switching over to more of a green solution even easier, to help the impact on the climate. This, however, only goes to benefit Tesla, considering all that money that they're helping you pay off goes into Tesla's pocket directly. So the cost of the vehicles to the consumer goes down, but the actual amount that we get is still sky high. And all these amazing reasons to buy a new Tesla vehicle is the same reason why Tesla thinks that they're going to achieve a 50% average annual growth rate in the years coming forward. This rate of growth is unheard of in the automaker industry, but yet, even though we have all the highest margins, highest growth rates, highest everything, Tesla is still being able to achieve on their rates, and this is why their stock is where it is today. But that's mainly just for their cars. We also have a solar energy business side of this company. Now, evidently, this has been one of the hardest challenges that Tesla has taken on, and growth has not been exceptional like it has been in other areas of the business. But this doesn't take away from the fact of the massive opportunity that we have, and the total addressable market on the solar side just continues to grow each and every year. But keep your eye on the solar development side of this business, because I think in the coming quarters, the results might begin to really impress you. But also remember the battery storage side of this business, which, if you're talking to Alex Porter, might even begin to actually increase all the way up to $200 billion in revenue in obviously late stages, many years down the line, but he thinks that might actually make up for 1/3 of the overall revenue coming to this business. Most of that is probably going to come from Tesla's Megapacks. This is designed to help store your clean energy, whether it's for a government or a large corporation. And sales have already started to ramp up dramatically whenever it comes to these Megapacks, so much so that Tesla actually had to make a mega factory just making these packs for corporations and governments. But what you're going to notice as time goes on is that Tesla's brand name is going to be the foundation for all product sales going forward, as they're going to be known for having just superior products, whether it's in, business to business sales or direct to consumer. We're already seeing this with the Cybertruck or the Roadster, but the fact is that we get a high amount of pre-sales whenever the products come out before people even get to try them, because of the satisfaction from all the old products help us actually sell our new launches. And I mean, speaking of new launches, how could could I make this video without talking about the Tesla bot Optimus? This is an extremely interesting product by Elon Musk, which he actually says is the most important product of the year that Tesla is going to be working on. So they kind of put a lot of their other products on pause right now as they actually come out with this new Tesla bot. Elon Musk even went as far as to say that this has the potential to be more significant than the vehicle business over time. If it was any other company to try and go after this product, I would have scoffed it off. But because it's Tesla and because it's Elon Musk, you have to trust the brand name and know that, something significant is going to come out of him going after such a big accomplishment. But that's really what it comes down to, right? It's Tesla's ambition. It's their idea to have this engineer-based thinking that allows you to sort of try to rethink the wheel, right? Find something better. Don't just take a solution as is. Keep poking and prodding until we find something even better. This is exactly how Tesla has gotten here today, and they hopefully continue to innovate on things that we might have thought have, gotten to the best of their ability, but Tesla continues to push them even further. Plus, Tesla's just new and agile. They have all the freedom of being a new company, not having all these old employees or old factories that they have to switch over to EVs, or even the fact that they have things like medical plans to pay or retirement plans. Right now, that can wait for now as we build up with a young, really fast-growing company. And then purely just the fact that they have great finances seals in all of this into one great deal. The fact that they are profitable, they are cash flow positive, and the fact that their stock dilution is very minimal is why I like this stock so much. But that's all I have for you guys today. So if you could, please give this video a like and subscribe down below if you want to see more financial content just like this.